All right, welcome to Synthetic Oil Protection. We're back with our good man Owen, the coffee guy, and we got some neat stuff we're going to be showing in a minute with the coffee. Owen's down there already with his 2011 Subaru Outback. We're going to be doing a coolant change with the AMSOIL low toxicity biodegradable coolant, and this is a concentrate, so you add the proper amount of distilled water to it. And you'll see it meets and exceeds all the specifications of the major vehicle manufacturers. And then we're going to be mixing this about 50-50 because he does go up to Mount Charleston sometimes, so that's what we'll be doing. So we're headed down below. And if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Tap the notification bell. That way you can come back and watch all kinds of important information like this on your vehicle later. And we're also going to be doing the Radiator Coolant boost, which we'll put in at the end. So Owen's down here popping off the plastics. It's like a little teeny belly pan, and he's just getting that off. So this is like it's a screwdriver Phillips and a socket all in one, and you'll see the size of that sucker. So he's got it, and then we're going to be popping off these little teeny tabs, and we're going to be taking a flathead and twisting that, and we'll show that in a second. Owen's going to pry these little tabs down.
Little pop.
Yep, little poppers. Just twist it and just, yep, pry it down and pull it straight out. Comes right out.
Piece of cake.
Take it out. Yep, pull it straight down. Just wiggle it. Just wiggle.
Wiggle, wiggle.
It'll come right out.
There we go.
Pop that one. We got this thing off after, boy, it almost took, what, 8 minutes just to take this panel off. So just watch the rocks. We'll go straight back. And this is what it is. It's like a Phillips plastic thing that turns, and then you got to pry it off anyway, so be very careful. You're going to want to use a Phillips and a flathead. Got our stopper. Yep, we got our flathead, and that's our little panel. So now we're going to get to our plastic little this is our drain spot right here. It's just a Phillips, so we're going to go ahead and loosen her up right now into the pan. Before we drop our load, we're going to show a little coffee. We're going to show that at the end, so we'll be talking about the coffee at the end here. But Owen, pop that hood. We're going to go ahead and open the radiator bottle and go ahead and just open. Go ahead, just open her up. Beautiful. And just take her off. Good. There we go. That's going to let it come out a lot faster. Now we're going to go down below and drain our nuts. It's going to start unthreading. We got our cap opened up top, and it should be pretty firm. They can definitely go. Oh, watch you don't strip it. Really push into it. Hold on. Maybe we need another one. You're getting it. You got it. Keep going. She'll start to leak, and then she's going to let go, and you'll see the whole thing drop. Keep going. Keep going. We got our big old pan.
Drip, drip.
And let her just drop her nuts. Beautiful. Now this is a nice straight squirter. Very, very good on this one. And you're gonna have some splashing. And it looks like we got some more Smurf, you know what. So we're gonna drop her level and let her drain down. All right, so we just dropped her level, and it looks like we got a good 3 quarts out, something like that, 2.5, 3 quarts. And well, she's level here. We're gonna go ahead and start pouring some distilled water through. So Owen, grab a nice fresh bottle of distilled water, and we're just gonna start pouring until she runs completely clear. Once she runs clear, we're gonna fill her up to the top with distilled water and go rip around the block. So go ahead and start dumping. And I can grab a funnel. Go ahead. You can just start dumping, but here's a little extra precision.
There we go. Yeah.
Boom. And just start dumping in. And you'll see it start to go at the bottom. Keep going. Yep, we'll put a good ½ gallon through. And slow down. You can see she's pretty much starting to run clear. Keep going a little more. And that's about good. So you can stop there. We got about a ½ gallon through. We're going to go ahead and cork her up at the bottom. We're going to close our radiator at the bottom, and then we're going to fill her all the way up to the top with distilled water and go drive around the block with the heater on. Owen's going to take out the reservoir So go ahead and snap that sucker out of there. So it's like a little teeny plastic snap. You'll push that to the side, and then, yep, it'll pop out the side. You can stand where I'm at, yep. Just like that. Push that over, and it should pop off. Yep, keep going. You're pushing the tab to the side. Yep, you're pushing this to the side.
Oh, right there.
Yep, like that, yep. There we go. Now pull her out, and it just pops right out. Keep going. Yep, give it a wiggle. And it should come off the bottom. Now put it more straight. Put it more straight. There you go. And now pull that little hose out. That comes right out. And now we'll take out our whole reservoir bottle, and we're going to dump it over here. You can just let that go. Dump that whole reservoir out. Beautiful. And now we'll throw some distilled water in there and shake it up like a milkshake. And then we'll dump that out. That'll get any type of soot at the bottom. You get a little sediment over the years. So we got that in. Snap the tap. Keep your thumb over that and give it a shake. Yep. Just like that. Beautiful. It's a little bit handsy, but we're getting it. Good. Now dump her out. Let's see what she looks like. A little milky. So now we know she's clean. And now we're going to snap her on, and we're going to fill our radiator all the way up with distilled water, and we'll see how much she takes until she overflows. So we'll throw our bottle back on. The bottom snaps in first in that little hole down there.
Yep. With this guy.
Yep. So we're going to snap our bottle back on. Pretty easy. You'll figure it out. Just go slow with it, and you'll see how it goes. Yep. And then this tab goes in here, and then that snaps in last. Yep, and it snaps. And now you can wiggle it. See, it doesn't move. Doesn't move at all. Perfect. We're still filling her up before we go around the block with only distilled water. And I looked up, the initial fill on this sucker is 7 quarts. So this thing holds a whole 7 quarts of fluid. So with us, you know, jacking her up and stuff and getting as much out as we could, we probably got, I'm going to say probably 5 quarts out, something like that.
Yeah, there we go.
And, you know, there's always going to be a little bit in the motor. And now we're going to go drive her with the heater on, and we'll be back. Doing a little cruise around the block. And, of course, we got the heat all the way on high. We got the fan all the way up. And this is really coming out hot. And that's how you know you have flow. If it's not coming out hot, that means there could be an air bubble in your system. And then you want to burp the system where you squeeze the hoses a little bit. And that'll help get some of the air out of the big hoses. Some cars have really big hoses. This one does, but we didn't have to burp it, so it's fine. So we're going to go throw a couple miles on her, circulate it, go back and drain her down. And everything went smooth as silk. We're going to go ahead and just drain her down. Should be a lot lighter color now. Shouldn't be near as dark blue. Let's see what she looks like. There she blows. So not quite as blue. So now what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to jack her up in the opposite corner. That'll let more fluid out. We're going to dump some more distilled water through. Then it's going to be time to put in the good stuff. All right, it's that time to go over our low toxicity biodegradable coolant. Good for 1,200,000 hours. Long life, specifically designed, flip that over, Owen, designed for all your extreme heavy duty trucks, international, Mercedes, MAN, Peterbilt, all your most hardcore specifications, this coolant meets and exceeds. So even in a car, you're still good for 5 years, 150,000 miles. So the coolant that comes in most of these vehicles is good for about 3 to 5 years, 60,000. So this is about 3 to 5 times better than what comes in your car. And a lot of people, they say, well, which one's cheaper? Well, this one's actually quite a bit less, especially as a preferred customer, which I have my PC link down below. But you control the amount you run it at. So in Vegas, I would run this at only 30% concentrate. We're going to run his car about 60% because he takes it to Colorado. So just puncture that in. You got it. And this sucker holds 7 quarts total fill. So we're going to be on the safe side. We're going to go ahead and put that whole thing in there. So here we go. You'll see the beautiful gold. This nice, clear, clean. This is a organic hybrid acid technology. And just amazing. It has basically no smell to it. And it just doesn't break down like a lot of the other coolants. And I've done a lot of testing. You got that, Owen? Mm-hmm. And I have this in the 59 Kitty Cat over here. We got in the Little Angel. We got the low toxicity in the, we got it in the 58 Corvette. We got it in the Cadillac, or the Corvette of mine, which that was an old Corvette I used to have. I have a whole playlist on that on the channel. So everything I put this in, and it just runs smoother. It always seems to feel a little bit better. I don't know if it's just changing out the coolant or what, but so we're going to go ahead and finish filling her all the way up, and then we're going to top her off at the end with distilled water. Distilled water has no minerals, and that way you don't get any calcification or buildup in your system. Very important. All right, we're going to top her off with distilled water, and we're all wrapped up. And then, of course, there's always that extra 1.5 quarts, 2 quarts in the motor. That'll never come out. And then we have that pretty much diluted with distilled water. So it's primarily distilled water. So we know we're going to come in right around. So we'll let her gargle a little bit. Snapped it out again. And we're going to go ahead and wipe her up. There's our full mark. Go ahead, hit it. Got our simple green mix. We got 5 parts water, 1 part simple green. And you'll see it melt all that crap off there. Perfect. Good to go. And hit that full side, yeah. Ah, look at that.
Look at that.
Look at that. Beautiful. So we'll wipe her up. It'll be time to finish her off. The cherry on the cake, the AMSOIL Dominator Coolant Boost. And what this does is it helps the heat transfer. It's a dual surfactant technology, up to 25 degrees cooler. That's if you're running only distilled water. And as we're going to go to the back, you want to put, for straight water, 2 ounces of coolant boost, and for every quart of concentrate, 1 ounce. So since we're running more concentrate coolant, we're going to be actually running less of the Dominator. So we're actually going to only put about half the bottle, 8 ounces. So here we go. We'll crack her loose, and we're going to watch the cherry go. It's like a sacred ceremony. And this will help with warm-up times tremendously. Yep.
So we're going to go from here
down to the 8.
To the 8, since this is a 16-ounce bottle.
Yep. And even if you're off a little, it ain't going to hurt nothing. And now this lasts about 30,000 miles. Just check it. Let's see where it's at. Keep going. And it lasts 1 year. So it does break down. That chemical,
almost there.
A little more, a little pinch. Money. We're good.
Sweet.
We're good. So that chemical does break down, and you actually do replenish your system every year with that. So it's a special chemical that's in there. And this is what a lot of the racers use. They would run like straight distilled water with this only. And then if you have a car back east where it's very cold, which he goes up to Colorado, you definitely want to run this because your heater core works a lot better. It actually allows the water molecules to get closer to the aluminum. You get a better heat transfer. You pull more heat out of the cylinders. That heat goes into the heater core. When the air goes over, the fan blows the air over the heater core. You get a much, much hotter air temps coming out of your car. Plus, this car is going to warm up a lot faster, and we're going to show how quick it warms up. With this stuff, it actually warms up to 54% quicker, especially if you're running this with only distilled water. All right, before we go, driver, if you're new to the channel, definitely subscribe. Tap that notification bell. That'll notify you when we do all kinds of videos and stuff like Ebens Giveaway, which we're going to be giving some interesting stuff away. What do we got here, Owen?
We've got amazing Eben's favorite coffee here, fresh roasted in Las Vegas. It's a custom Brazil Guatemala blend designed for espresso, but amazing as a drip coffee too.
Ah, beautiful. And we're also going to be giving some interesting stuff away beyond that. what do we do? $100 gift card. So if you are new to the channel, so you know, leave a comment within the first 30 minutes of every video. You'll have a chance to be hand selected by me. I personally select people randomly. I just go through however many from the top. One day if it's 3 people down, if the other day it's 7 people down, I just pick them. And they have the opportunity to win hundreds of dollars in gift cards. And we've had people that have won tons.
We got some other cool stuff in here too.
Let's see. What do we got?
Looks like a custom face mask.
Yes.
Check it out.
Boom. There it is. Protection, protection, protection. So that's some other interesting things that are going to be coming around that corner. So yeah, so we're going to go jump in the car right now. And then we got my links in the description section below. You click that reverse down arrow. It'll open all that up. If you're on a laptop or desktop, you click show more. Opens that whole paragraphs up. All my personal links are down there. I appreciate everyone that supports the channel. And then the coffee is it's available, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Anybody can buy it right now. Switch your coffee up. Check it out and try it.
It's like hand picking the beans off the fruits out of the beans, or however you want to say it. So we're gonna hit the road and see how she feels. Throw in a upper cylinder lube. So we got a whole case here, a nice fresh case of upper cylinder lubricant, and you'll see, boom, we'll rip one out, throw it in, and you put this in every full tank of gas. So we'll throw it in, boom. And this stuff, what it does is it puts this very thin kind of film on your upper cylinder rings that don't get lubricated by the motor oil. And it's just it's a spot that's very crucial on diesel. You got to push down real hard, and it's tough. You got to twist it when you get it off. Yeah,
it's like a prescription
it catches bottle. Yeah, it catches with the little flap. Pull that, and that's it. You see it go. Easy as pie. You got the gasless gas cap tip. So not only can you stick it in, and you can yank it out. It's that easy. That's what I love about these bottles. And yeah, you just throw it in every full tank, and a case of this stuff, this will last you about 3 to 6 months, depending on how many miles you drive. And then one bottle costs about the price of a cup of coffee, so it ends up saving you more money in gas than what it costs. All right, so we got our 5 quarts in of total fluid. So we changed out about, I'm gonna say about 90%, 98%, 90, 95%. And there's always that little bit you just can't get out of the block. So we got our heater core up. It's coming out nice and hot. So Owen, how does it feel?
Feels good. Like, I mean, there's a lot of heat coming out when you turn on the heater. So it means that we're being pretty efficient in terms of heat transfer. And it feels nice to know I've got, you know, I know what's going on exactly with my coolant for my engine. And I know actually that we've customized the ratio of the water to the coolant so that, you know, we know exactly what our temperature tolerance is when I get to Colorado, or if I was going to do some other trip someplace cold. I know what's up.
It's great.
Yeah.
The peace of mind. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. You do this about every 30 to 50,000 miles if you're running OEM coolant. If you're somewhere in Vegas where it's hot, you'd be around 30,000. If you're somewhere mid-country where it's just not hot out, you don't have much oxidation because things oxidize exponentially. So it's for every every 18 degrees hotter, motor oil actually oxidizes twice as quick. So with coolant, it's similar to that. It may not be the same ratio, but it's very similar. And you're better off doing it before you get all that metallic kind of circulating in the fluid, because you build up calcification with humidity and all that stuff. No system is perfectly sealed. So that's why it's so good to always switch that out. And now we got heavy duty truck stuff in this, so there's nothing to worry about for 5 years, 150. So yeah, we'll go back, top her off, and that really means a lot for you to be a huge part of the channel, Owen. Thanks.
Hey, good times.
Yeah. And we're gonna do the power foam video on this little Angel. Check that out. We'll stick that here in the middle on cleaning up the motor more. And we also have the engine flush video on this little Angel and the transmission fluid video on this car. So everything's gonna be swapped over. So check those out right here in the middle. All right, we'll see you back next time on synthetic oil protection. Cheers to protection, protection, protection.